Good morning, everybody. It's Danny from Deep South Homestead. We're out in the garden. We've been plowing corn this morning and got that taken care of. Now we come up here and our red Irish potatoes that we planted, that we've been saving for so many years here at Deep South Homestead, has finally begun to die. The rain is washing all the dirt off from around them. We had a massive flood the other day that's really done a lot of damage to our potato crops. And we're having to come in this morning. We were going to leave them till the plants died completely, but guys, the sun's hitting them, and we don't want them to turn green. We want to be able to use some of them. Mostly these are for seeds, except the small ones. Now we're going to save the bigger ones to replant again, because we're trying our best to acclimate a potato for the Deep South. And this plant here, these are some that we saved from the cellar that were already shriveled up when we planted them. We planted the whole potato because we didn't want to cut them, and we were just going to look and see how well they do. The ground got packed by all this rain. And one thing we're noticing is that the ones that we saved have a whole lot more potatoes on them than the ones from the store. Now these didn't get a chance to mature, but yet they're there. You see all these little tiny ones? They're all there, lots of potatoes on it. But now anything like this, we keep, because we'll can those in jars. They make fantastic little potatoes to go in soups and stuff. And I want to just show you how many potatoes, and see there's still potatoes all over those. I want to show you how many we're actually getting off of one of the plants that we saved from our own self. Now a lot of them not real big, but now something like that, we'll save that to replant this year. But this is what was amazing us, is how many we're actually ending up with. See, there's still more small ones in here. This is one potato plant now, I want you to keep in mind. I'm gonna lay them out right here so we can kind of get a better look at how many's coming off of one plant right here. I'm still getting them out of the ground here. Now, had these matured, those would have made more potatoes too. Now let me continue to break this up and just see if there's any up. Yep. This is how many potatoes come off of the one that we saved. Now, that's a whole lot more potatoes than we normally get off of one that we buy from the store as a seed potato and cut up. So we're going to keep trying to acclimate these to our climate. Now they may end up just being smaller potatoes, I don't know. They may not ever get to be big potatoes, but I don't really care as long as they're potatoes that we can save ourselves. So we're going to keep on going down the row here and digging them up and trying to get them out of the ground here. The sun's getting on us, it's getting pretty hot. We'll have these to either can, eat fresh, or do something with there. Okay, we have another one of our plants here. Look at this. I want you to just look at all the potatoes. Now this is one plant here. This thing is like digging peanuts, really. Look at this. This is one plant off of potatoes that we saved and are acclimating to our climate. Right here. And this ain't including all of them that's not even mature. Look at this. And they just, I keep digging them out from under the soil. I mean, guys, look at that. This is why it's so important to try to acclimate stuff to your environment. I mean, look at this. This is amazing to get this many potatoes. I mean, we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 potatoes on one plant. So, yeah, it's worth it to us to try to do this, because if we can make this happen, it may take several more years, but we're trying to make a potato that will stand the heat and be a massive producer here. I did it with Danny corn. It took me many years to do it with Danny corn. and I'm gonna do it with potatoes if the Lord gives me enough life. I'm gonna make this happen and just keep working with it. Like I said, they may not be a big potato, but you know what? Those eat just as well as the big ones do. So let me get to digging before the sun gets on me and see if I can figure out if this is gonna be a trend that's gonna keep happening. Okay guys, we're gonna pull up this one. Now see, not all of them are small potatoes, see? So that's a good sign for me. I'm really liking what I see. Now my thing is, I'm trying to see if when I get big potatoes, does it mean fewer potatoes? That's gonna be the trend here that I'm looking for. Let's see. Oh, there's another big one.
Not necessarily.
Oh, we got another one. Let me shake a little more of this dirt off of here and see what. Kind of dig around, make sure we ain't got no more of them stuck up in there.
You didn't get 25, but...
We didn't get 25, but let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 10. So, it seems like when they get bigger, there's not as many.
But now on the plant...
On the plant, yeah. On the plant, there's still some small potatoes on here. And in defense of this, Wanda and I did come rob some. And this could have been one of the plants that we robbed some off of. More than likely it probably is. That may be why.
10 potatoes still.
Yeah, but still 10 potatoes per plant is outstanding. I think that's good. Now, right next to it here, I got a little small plant. I'm gonna go ahead and dig it, just get it out of the way. I can tell it's only gonna have just a couple here. This was probably one of them little tiny potatoes that we stuck in the ground here. Now, what I wanna do is, I see another plant here. I just wanna go do it and see what happens when I try to take up another one of these plants. Maybe I can get my fork under it here. This ground's kind of hard since it's been pounding rain here. Let's get this plant up here. Let's take a look. Let's see. Whoa, look at here. Let me pull these out here. Get this. Okay, there's no more on that. Let's look and see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Ooh.
10, 11.
There's one right at your fork.
Oh. 12.
13.
13.
Keep going.
13 so far. Oh.
14.
14. Okay.
And that doesn't count any little ones we see in there.
Yeah, that don't count them little tiny ones I see rolling around in the dirt everywhere. Okay. So, there are some bigger potatoes. And we still ended up 14 potatoes. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I only see 13. 13 potatoes there.
That was 14. You covered one up.
Okay, I must have covered one up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. 15 of them.
All right, since he counted 3 times and got 3 numbers,
I got 3 different numbers. We're going to go with 14. We're going to go with 14. So one of them could have rolled back on us. Okay. So that way, we see there, that just because we're getting bigger potatoes doesn't necessarily mean that we get fewer potatoes. I'm still astounded. We never get that many potatoes off of one of our seed potatoes we buy. We always just get like 4 or 5, sometimes 6 potatoes. So guys, let's
keep going. We got a whole partial row here.
Okay, we're gonna try one more just to see how if we're still staying the same. I mean, we ain't making this up. We're taking you along with us. This is just the plant. So you see, I'm gonna pull back just a plant here. I'm gonna pull this up out of the ground. Now look at what's on just the plant. The ones that did not even mature all the way. Let's just lay them out here. Now look at the ones here that didn't even get a chance to mature. Look, there's probably
15.
There's probably 10, 15 of them here that just never never matured. Look at all the potatoes on there. Let's lay this over to the side.
We got 4 here.
4. Okay, there's 5.
Whoa.
6.
That is
Oh
some...
no, I stuck my fork through one, I think. Or did I?
No, it's at the end.
It's at the end. 6. Ooh,
whoa.
Look at that. 7. 8.
Whoa.
9. 10. 11. 12. There's the old rotten potato there.
A bunch of little ones that you just
There's a
threw
whole
out.
pile of little ones here.
Another 6 or 8 there.
So, okay.
That is awesome. And the size, I mean...
So the size is really working out okay. So it doesn't matter about the size. So I'm really pleased with our study so far on saving our own potatoes. I think this is a really good deal. Now, we ended up, look at that. Look at the sizes. These are nice eating potatoes. I mean, baking potatoes, you could bake them if you wanted to.
And we are.
It'd be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 potatoes.
Plus all the little ones,
Plus
probably
all
15,
the little
20.
Ones. There's probably 10, 15 little ones on that that just didn't mature. So I'm well satisfied with our results here at Deepsouth Homestead. We're gonna continue on, see what we get. Okay guys, we completely finished. We went through about between 15 and 20 plants. We went back and looked, and it was a little difficult to tell exactly how many plants, but it was around 15 to 20 plants. They were experimental this year. We try to plant a little piece of a row every year to see if we can get our potatoes acclimated. And guys, this is what we got off of 15 to 20 little plants out there. Almost, I mean, I'm gonna say it's a 5-gallon bucket full, because we threw away so many tiny ones that would have well rounded this bucket up if they had only matured. And I blame a lot of that on the weather this year, because we've had bad weather for growing a lot of stuff. And the rain, these would have been able to stay in the ground a lot longer if the hard floods hadn't come and washed all the dirt off of the potatoes. And where they were at, we could not get a tractor back in there to hill them back up. And plus, the ground actually packed like concrete. And that was another thing that caused the potatoes to go up on top of the ground rather than to go down into the ground. We had them hilled up, but when the water washed off, the ground was so hard below it that it didn't, because of all the droughts we've been having here, we didn't get it broken deep enough for them to actually stay deep underground. I believe if we'd have been in better circumstances, we probably could have done better. But we're well pleased with these. We're going to be going through them, picking out seed potatoes to plant this fall, and we're going to enjoy the rest of them. Ms. Wanda is going to be putting them in some English peas. When she cans them, some of the small potatoes, we put some of the fingerlings in with the English peas the other day in the canning video, and we're going to, the next canning we do, we'll be putting the little tiny red ones out of this in with the English peas. Guys, we just experiment in all kinds of ways with our food, because food is king right now in our society, in our condition. We're in the grand solar minimum. All these things are beginning to happen. It's beginning to come down on us. If you watch my video, especially over on Patreon, you'll see where I talk about all the different things going on in this country and how it's affecting our food supply. And I'll talk about it some on Porch Time. I just have to be careful on Deep South Homestead, because they're monitoring our channels so heavy now that I have to be careful about what I say so we can keep our channel going. But nevertheless, we're happy that the acclimation of our seed potatoes are as well as we have here. So hang with us in the future, guys. If you hadn't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to us to keep up with us and see how these end up going. And we'll see you in the next video. Thank you from Deep South Homestead. Okay guys, we're in the house here now. This is our potatoes we dug, the Deep South Homestead potatoes. We actually had more big ones than I thought. It seemed like everything we were digging was little tiny ones, and when I got them in the house here, Ms. Wanda separated them out, we come to the realization real quick like that we actually had more big ones than we thought. So these will all go from here, we'll probably say from this point here back. Let me move them around here. These will all go into being canned with English peas or something like that. All the rest of them here, we'll probably eat a few fresh ones because we just like the taste of them. We're going to save a lot of these for our seed potatoes to plant this fall, just to make sure that we have a good harvest. And then over to the other side there, that's our White Russian fingerling potatoes that we had to dig because the rain washed the dirt off of them. And we have about 50 pounds of them. There was about 25 of the reds, about 50 pounds of the French fingerling. So, guys, we got canning that's got to start here at Deep South Homestead because we hadn't even begun to touch our potato fields. These are just some that we had to get out because of the weather. And it's exciting, but yet we also know there's a lot of work fixing to have to start taking place here. So just hang in there with us, continue to watch us, and don't only look at Deep South Homestead, because a lot of times Wanda puts these canning videos over on Crazy Days. And if you go over to Crazy Days, you'll find that there's a playlist over there also of canning all kinds of vegetables and stuff, just like they are at Deep South Homestead. So thank you guys from Deep South Homestead.